He's a bad man.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of people nowadays. I'm about to rant. A lot of people have absolutely no self-control, have no limits to what they do. They just think they can live and do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. No, it doesn't work like that. Does not work like that. You have to have some limits, because then if you have a certain limit, then, or let me say it like this. If you're limitless, then where's the highs and the lows? You know, that's where life comes in. That's the goodness of life. When you have highs and lows, then you can say, okay, this was a good point, a high. You know, this was fun. And then you have low points and you say, okay, I can look back and say, oh, that was bad. So, but if you just live with no limits, then it's supposedly you're supposed to live on a high all the time, but you can't do that. That's unsustainable.
I got you. I definitely found that out when I stayed up all night, Saturday to Sunday. Man, okay, so that night, that next morning, I was dead for 2 hours, basically, from like 7:30 to 9:30, and then all of a sudden, I was fine. But once my head hit that pillow, I was gone.
Out.
I was gone like a light. It was bad. It was bad. Anyways, 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
2 more weeks. What's your what? Well, let me go back for a second. How many people didn't show up to your classes on Tuesday?
Oh, it was empty in my physics class. Understandably. So, now physics, science, it was empty. So I would say it usually be like 75, 90, well, like 75 people. It was probably like 30 something people in there.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't that packed.
Actually,
at all.
that's not too like in terms of like a percentage. That's not too unreasonable to what I had, or too different from what I had in my class.
What'd you have?
About 2/3 of my people were gone. So, in a class of about 50, I think. Yeah, maybe about 17, maybe
Yeah.
less. Actually, less than that, probably.
I mean, I had to leave my physics class early because I had a test to take, and I hadn't studied. I had only started studying like the day before. I was like, oh, I need to go study for this.
Oh, I'm guessing that class people came to because there was a test.
Oh, obviously. That's what everybody was probably like in the library studying. They probably skipped their earlier classes to go study for that.
Darian, what was your classes on Tuesday like?
My classes on Tuesday consisted of my geology class being canceled because my professor freaking dipped and said bye. So that class got canceled. So not like anybody was going to show up for it anyway, but not only were the students not going to show up, but the professor just said, yeah, I'm not having class today. And then I was going to leave, but I had another class that didn't start until 5, and she chose to have that class. So I had to wait an extra day because she wanted to have class from 5 to 6:20 the day before Thanksgiving break.
That's disgusting.
Did people not show up for that class?
No, surprisingly, there was actually, like, that class is pretty small in the first place. There's only about, like 20 people in that class, and there was about 12 or 13 that showed up.
Wow. Man, because whenever my teacher never takes attendance. My abnormal psych professor never takes attendance. That day, he looked around the class. He asked someone, hey, can you give me a sheet of paper? Took the sheet of paper, wrote attendance on it, and then passed it around the class and was like, everyone who signs this gets extra credit on their tests.
Nice.
So I was like,
that happened today.
Okay.
I like that.
I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. That class was very empty. So, now going back, or going forward.
Yeah.
What's your plan for the next 2 weeks? It's going to be a stressful bit of time.
Speaking of stress, well, I think I just want to do what I'm gonna normally do, and it's all the chips are gonna fall where they fall. You know, I show up, get hundreds on my tests, barely study, maybe the day or two before, like I got a genetics test coming up again. Barely study, hadn't studied today. So what I'm gonna do really is just try to set myself up to end the semester strong. And then I want to set myself up for doing stuff for next semester. So I'm gonna be moving and shaking next semester. There's a lot of stuff I gotta do.
You still gotta get sponsorships, don't you?
Yeah, I hadn't even started. Adidas.
It's YouTube.
We'll look it up afterwards. Okay, Ryan, what were you gonna say?
Oh,